I was basically told that I would go to Peru and that there were these master shamans that were there that were literally waiting for me. And that if I arrived there, they would start to teach me and train me. And so I had to go on this great adventure to go see whether or not I was delusional or whether it was actually a fact.
But could you maybe give like a little overview of where you're at in your journey right now and what the last, well, I mean, maybe is it 20 years for you of your life has looked like?
Sure. Where we are now is pretty exciting times, really. As a entrepreneurial group and plant medicine group, we've expanded and grown a lot over the years. And so right now, Blue Morpho is in a massive expansion, and Blue Morpho is the first business and entity around the plant medicines that I created. BlueMorphoTours.com. You can check out the website. But Blue Morpho was one of the very first centers in the Peruvian Amazon dedicated to plant medicines and really the vast expression of Amazonian plant medicine as a way to heal people and help them. And so, over 20 years of plant medicine, it's gotten to a point where there's this massive adoption and expansion and interest around the world, and we wanted to support that. And so Blue Morpho is still offering retreats as we did for the last 20 years, but we're also launching the Blue Morpho Academy, which will be live in April. And the Blue Morpho Academy will be the first, really legitimate certification program for coaches and sitters and facilitators to be able to learn a standardization of basic knowledge and wisdom and understanding around the use of plants, the do's and don'ts, really the best information to be able to have a really professional practice, and also get certified to be able to show that you've been through a true kind of training program. So Blue Morpho Academy is coming out, and it's going to be really interesting. And part of it will also be collective group and individual coaching programs to be able to support you not only in your own journey through the academy itself, but also for your own success and really life improvement and betterment. And then also to learn from us how to be able to interact with clients and people that might be now exploring psychedelics, and how to be able to work with them and better serve your community. So Blue Morpho Academy is coming out, which is a really exciting thing. And we're also technologists. We've been really interested in using technology to support humanity. And two of our projects are about to go live. Both of them are marketplaces. One is to support artists and digital media creators to be able to really monetize and make a better living from their creativity. It's been a project we've been working on for the last 4 years. And so we finally have the platform coded. And also in Q1 this year, we're going to be starting to share that in a soft launch. And it's really exciting to be able to get that out there. It's a new monetization system for artists so that all different kinds of digital media, digital intellectual property can be traded on a global basis, and ultimately better support the artists that are the ones creating it. So we're moving from sort of Web 2 to Web 3. It uses blockchain technologies to be able to make that possible. And that's also a really exciting thing. And then our lab is also launching a real-world asset platform, which is supposed to help people really gain a greater control over their own finances and over the things that they own. So we spend so much money on things that we actually own, and then they just sit there either depreciating in value, or some of them appreciate in value over a very long period of time. The platform helps you be able to better control the amount of value that's in those projects and be able to trade that also on a global basis if you would like to, or also be able to gain access to the value that's stored inside the nature of the possessions. So that's called Liquid Earth, and Liquid Earth will also be coming out pretty soon. So it's an exciting time for us. So we have the Academy, we have Full Stock, and we have Liquid Earth, and really excited about being able to share those projects and be able to support people have both a better creative life and also a freer life financially.
And I felt this for a while, that I've been doing things that I don't find excitement in, but it actually really didn't align with what I felt like was my deeper purpose, which is why I'm here doing this now. I've always felt this kind of calling, but somewhat ignored it, to be honest.
The original spiritual callings, can be so deep. And so I question around that about what, opens up for somebody. In my case, it came like spontaneously, and I didn't know how to relate to it. And I was in my early 20s, just started to happen. And ultimately it came through like these kind of channeling. So this information that you didn't really think you had, or maybe it was deep in us ancestrally, and, you know, it starts to awaken inside of us. And then it has direction associated with it, like being, you know, told the direction to head and something that feels super right for you. And I think that's, you know, I think it's fascinating. And to follow that calling is very courageous. So
So what was your experience of that then? And how did you navigate?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's lots of different kinds of callings and awakenings that take place. A lot of people I meet are confused by the experiences that they're having because they're still kind of in this kind of halfway zone between what they think has like the modern way that's been laid out for them to have to live, and this great awakening that's happening where lots of people are having experiences of just, you know, greater creativity and ways of approaching the life that they want to live. And in my case, it was very direct. It was something that was like right out of traditional shamanic apprenticeships, where you have prophetic dreams and then different kinds of shifts in consciousness that open you up to extrasensory perception. You know, other people aren't perceiving what you're perceiving, but you also know that it's real. And so I was a scientist, so I started to do studies to test whether or not what was I was experiencing was actually real or factual. And they all turned out to be true. So in my case, within 6 weeks of having this sort of great awakening take place, I was basically told that I would go to Peru, and that there were these master shamans that were there that were literally waiting for me. And that if I arrived there, they would start to teach me and train me. And so I had to go on this great adventure to go see whether or not I was delusional or whether it was actually a fact. And so I ended up resisting a bit for a period of time because it's kind of scary. And, you know, some ways it was very odd at that time to think about it.